Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Topping our news tonight, severe weather on the SUNCOAST.
The city of Venice has closed the South Jetty and Humphreys Park because of the high winds and the high tide waters. With more on those conditions and the severe possibility of severe weather, let's check in with ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
And that's what we are dealing with now. The strong surf and rip current advisories are still out there. Also had a little bit of coastal problem. Now we're approaching low tide. I've been watching the tide gauges up at the Manatee again port. It's showing it lowering now. It was running about a foot and a half above what it normally is around high tide, which is dangerous. That'll happen again tonight just after 11 o'clock. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. On top of that, some very high winds have been causing problems with the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. We had one severe weather warning in our viewing area so far throughout the entire event, and that was over North Manatee. We saw a cell. We broke in earlier in the news before the warning was even issued, indicating we did see some rotation and some strong shear moving through Anna Maria Island, and indeed that same cell causing some damage right there with some trees down. In fact, we have a crew on the scene right now, and this one just to the east of Bayshore Gardens near Oniko reporting damage there. And in fact, a ham operator reporting a large tree down in the Oniko area that happened just around 247, and this one just to the east of that in Bradenton on 57th Street East in Bradenton. There is a large tree that fell on a house there, causing some minor damage at that location. Now we are looking at some light to moderate rainfall and over parts of Northport and into South Sarasota County. Heavier weather that was around Wauchula has since moved east. There's the intense line now into Sebring, or approaching Sebring, southeastward all the way down to just east of Arcadia. This continues to move out of our viewing area, so we'll watch that as it exits stage right. Now, this is the actual cold front right here that is behind the trough of low pressure. We still have to deal with this, so we'll see periodic showers and an occasional thunderstorm through the night and into the morning hours up to, say, around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then that front should clear. There's still a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 11 o'clock, but I think once this line clears into Highlands County, we'll see that expire for Hardee and DeSoto counties. Manatee and Sarasota counties not included in that severe thunderstorm watch at this point. However, a small craft advisory remains in effect, and that dangerous rip current will stay with us. We're looking at a much improving forecast. You know, not too bad of a day considering what we could have seen. On top of that, we got some beneficial rains here along the SUNCOAST. More on our weather coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Checking SUNCOAST traffic watch right now. Another impact of that weather is the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. You heard Bob mention it. It is closed and has been for much of the afternoon because of the high winds on the span. Doesn't make it safe for drivers and high-profile vehicles. But drivers will have to find another way. You have to take I-75 if you're heading north to Tampa or Pinellas County until the bridge is deemed safe to open once again.
And remember, you can get instant alerts on severe weather delivered straight to your phone. All you have to do is download our My SUNCOAST app. You'll get all those important news updates, weather forecasts, weather alerts, also traffic alerts on the go.
In other news tonight, a Nokomis man is busted for running a nuisance home.
It's a home that's been visited by authorities dozens of times, and one lieutenant from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says the conditions are some of the worst he's ever seen. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the details.
Well, it's really hard to believe that there were actually people living in these deplorable conditions. The man who had maintained this home and this property did end up behind bars. Many neighbors say this home in the 500 block of Albee Farm Road in Nokomis has been an eyesore for years. Sheriff deputies arrested 53-year-old Ted White earlier this week and charged him with maintaining a nuisance dwelling. For Nancy Faulkner, she says the home has got to go. She has lived in this neighborhood for 25 years.
There's only one thing can be done with it. It has to be bulldozed down.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says authorities have responded to this home nearly 100 times since the beginning of the year for various calls. There have also been multiple arrests for drug-related crimes. We're being told the homeowner abandoned the property and relies on White to maintain it. It's a home that has missing doors and windows and is infested with bugs and mold, among many other issues both inside and out.
There's no running water, no electric. We had multiple people staying in this house over the course of a year. As you can see when you look around the neighborhood itself, you know, they're trying to get these people out, but these people are coming in and out at all hours of the day and time.
Kevin Rose lives 2 homes down from the nuisance home. He says it's very difficult to have to look at this home every day.
They need to clean up the house once and for all, get rid of it. We don't need people like that.
The owner has until June 21st to either demolish it or fix it up before the county comes in to take over the property. The investigation continues, and there could be additional charges filed against White. It looks like Ted White and many others will have to find a new home sweet home. He currently remains free on bail. Reporting from Nokomis, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Rick, thank you. Sarasota police are asking for help identifying a driver involved in a hit-and-run crash. Police releasing traffic camera video of the crash from the early morning hours of May 7th. A driver heading north on US 41 turns right in front of a vehicle that was heading south, causing a collision and then taking off. Police believe the vehicle that left the scene is a white GMC Terrain made between 2010 and 2016. It has damage on the passenger side rear door area. If you have any information on the accident, call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. Follow up now on an accident in East Bradenton that sent a toddler to the hospital. State troopers say a 3-year-old ran right out in front of a vehicle around 7:30 last night on Hubble Road near Pine Street in East Bradenton. The little girl was taken to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg as a precaution. Troopers say her injuries were minor. No charges will be filed against the driver.
Most drivers in Sarasota County have probably seen a roundabout at some point, and officials are now saying you may see more of them in the future. Increasingly, planners and engineers favor roundabouts for the way the design makes the enhanced traffic flow and capacity for the drivers on those roads. According to the Sarasota County Traffic Engineer Manager Robert Fackery, crashes are fewer and less severe all over the country.
There's 90% reduction in fatalities and 75% reduction in injuries, 40% reduction in incidents with pedestrians and cyclists.
Construction is set to begin this fall on 2 new roundabouts in the city on US 41 at the intersection of 10th Street and 14th Street.
Sarasota County commissioners may soon try a new approach to increase the amount of affordable housing here. County staff now has until September 1st to come up with a new set of rules when it comes to this problem. ABC 7's Kate Flexter explains what they're proposing.
Affordable housing is a buzzword here in Sarasota County, and one that was back in the commission's vocabulary at Tuesday's meeting. Each year, the First Congregational Church joins dozens of other churches in choosing a social topic to focus on for the year. This year, the topic is affordable housing, and Pastor Wes Bixby says more than any other issue, this hits close to home.
These are the folks sitting next to us in the pew. So we hear their stories on Sunday morning about people who are working hard.
As demand increases and prices surge, Bixby says he hears a lot of conversation with little action.
We've kind of had this vision as a county out there that we wanted affordable housing for the last 10 years. And we haven't seen much progress on it.
Bixby and others took the issue to Commissioner Paul Caragiulo, who is now spearheading a plan to encourage more affordable housing. The final report outlines 18 recommendations, ranging from placing affordable housing near employment to increasing density to encouraging businesses to increase wages. Edward Pinto is co-director of the AEI International Center on Housing Risk and commends the commission for prioritizing affordable housing.
I know that the Board of Commissioners have set as one of their top priorities for 2017, 2018, addressing this problem.
But says there's a great deal that still needs to be hashed out.
I think it's very light on specifics for an action plan.
Bixby and his congregation are optimistic they will see action, as the need for a solution is urgent.
I think we talk a lot about it and we study the problem a great deal. But it's going to take more than local churches or government or developers working independently. We've got to find ways that we can work together.
This same group did make similar requests of Sarasota City Commission, which is expected to discuss the issue in the coming weeks. For now, reporting in Sarasota County, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Attention drivers and boaters. The 10th Street boat ramp parking lot in Sarasota is closed tonight. Not that you should be boating in this weather anyways, but the city is repaving the parking lot as part of a beautification project for Centennial Park. Officials hope to reopen the lot tomorrow around noon, depending on the weather. Aside from the repaving, all 4 boat docks were recently replaced. Next, crews will dredge the nearby boat basin in order to improve the health of Sarasota Bay. Would not be surprised if that was delayed. with the weather we've been having with the repaving. I'm not sure how
Right.
much they can get done with this rain.
But hopefully they'll have it open by this weekend because
Right.
it's going to be a busy weekend.
Memorial
for
Day
voters.
weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Well, still to come in your Suncoast news tonight, another arrest in the ongoing investigation into the terror attack at an Ariana Grande concert in England. The latest as the world mourns the lives lost in that bombing.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with more on these storms. As you can see, the raindrops on our tower cam there. Plus, are mosquitoes able to transmit more diseases at one time than we originally thought? The answer in Health Smart.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
Today, the air is perfect. Inside. Expect more from your cooling and heating. Daikin.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Now to new details surrounding the deadly terror attack in Manchester, England. British authorities confirming the bomber, 22-year-old Salman Abedi, did not act alone. So far, authorities making 5 arrests in the UK and more overseas. ABC's Ariel Reshef has details about what prompted security officials to raise the threat level in the UK to critical.
British authorities working to untangle a web of suspected terrorist activity at home, and the investigation now stretching abroad. The Associated Press reporting that Libyan security has detained the younger brother of concert bomber Salman Abedi in Tripoli. Manchester police raiding several areas of the city, arresting 5 people believed to be connected to Monday's bombing.
You know, the fact that he's been able to live there for so long and, you know, sort of live under the radar and live in obscurity it's appalling.
But Abedi was known to British intelligence, at one point monitored as a possible terrorist. The 22-year-old using an improvised explosive to turn a concert into a scene of senseless carnage. An examination of the deadly device leading police to confirm involvement by a broader network, causing authorities to raise the terror level to critical, the highest on the scale.
I think it's very clear that this is a network that we are investigating.
Fears of a broader terrorist plot prompting the deployment of hundreds of soldiers to guard high-profile sites like Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing. Armed police patrolling highly trafficked civilian areas. An uneasy public returning to the streets, pausing to remember the victims.
There's nothing that any of us can really do from this end, but you just want to do something, and even if it's just a few flowers, just to say, you know, we care.
And for law enforcement, personal tragedy. Manchester police confirming one of their own was killed in Monday's attack. And we also know 20 people remain in critical condition. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, Manchester, England.
Well, we've had a busy afternoon here on the Suncoast, watching the skies. And,
yes,
some
and
warnings in the
still
area
not
earlier.
quite over yet, but there are still some issues out there with the wind. The wind is going to be the issue for coastal locations with some rip current advisories still going. I got to look at the wave action. This is a Casey Key webcam time lapse since 11 o'clock this morning. You can see those waves piling on shore. Small craft advisory, showers and storms running on shore as well, and that causes those dangerous rip currents for area beaches, and that will stay with us through tonight and tomorrow morning. We're starting to see some breaks in the clouds, though, just in this last shot off in the distance, but those waves are still big. Get a look at this shelf cloud, a beautiful shelf cloud rolling in Lido. This was just after about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I believe this photo was shot. And Damon Powers getting this as the impressive line of storms make their way onshore into Manatee County, causing some significant damage with some trees down there, and winds gusting as high as 50 to 60 miles an hour with the individual cells. This is that first line. This is the line that did bring one severe weather warning to Manatee County earlier this afternoon. That has since expired. And the good news is that we're getting some rainfall, not a lot of damage, and no tornadoes to report. On top of that, some beneficial rains, and that's what we really needed from the system, and we're getting it right now. So just now getting ready to clear Hardy and DeSoto counties, entering into Highlands County, that rough line of storms. We're still kind of watching it for the potential for severe weather, but that threat has lessened somewhat as this line is not nearly as impressive as it once was. And the heavy rainfall near Sebring right now, and then down to Florida Route 66, and some showers down there, and some lightning occurring into eastern sections of DeSoto County. The actual cold front, again, back here, this front will again move in our direction overnight. So that's going to bring us a period of some showers now and again, and even an isolated thunderstorm, not out of the question through the overnight, but those storms are not anticipated to be too rough as they make their way through. Beneficial rains so far looking pretty good. More on the way. As far as rainfall totals, you can see near Venice around a ½ inch, and then Lakewood Ranch not as much. In Bradenton, 3/10 of an inch, and these are estimates, so there could be more in some isolated areas there. 7/10 of an inch right there near Nokomis, and as I mentioned, more rain on the way with this actual front passing through. It's rather active now to the north, but it's not severe, and that's a good sign. As far as our current conditions go, we have light rain still occurring at the airport at 74 degrees, and the dew point temperature is 70. Winds are out of the west-southwest, sustained at 18, and those winds will only continue to stay fairly strong through the night, anywhere from 15 to 20, gusting as high as 25. And then tomorrow they turn more westerly, then northwesterly, and that's when the cooler and drier air starts to move in. And that cooler and drier air will be quite nice, especially throughout the day tomorrow and again on Friday. Temperatures staying below average. Tomorrow's high temperature is expected to be in the low 80s for the most part, staying pretty much stuck right there at 80 degrees. Now there's a chance for a few morning showers around 7, 8 o'clock, but not much. And then things really start to calm down throughout the mid part of the day. Well, a large area of low pressure there spinning across the Ohio Valley, bringing some rough weather even into the deep south, into the Carolinas, where there are numerous tornado watches in effect from Kentucky, stretching down to Tennessee, into North Carolina, South Carolina, and even into Georgia tonight. Those are tornado watch boxes. No tornado watches for Florida at this point, but we are under a severe thunderstorm watch still for parts of eastern portions of our viewing area. A few light showers overnight, but notice what happens by sunrise tomorrow. Things start to look a lot better, and we start to clear out of here. Winds turn around to the northwest and cool us down a little bit. Looks to be quite comfortable, especially tomorrow night. A small craft advisory will stay with us this through the overnight and tomorrow morning, subsiding in the afternoon as those winds calm down to 10 to 15 knots by later in the day. UV index at a 9 and the water temperature 83 degrees. The tides upcoming, low tide will be at 7:33 and a high tide at 1:34 tonight. Mostly cloudy, a few scattered storms, a steady windy, southwest winds 20 and then subsiding to 15 by sunrise. 78 your low, high tomorrow 80 degrees. That looks nice, doesn't it? And then west winds at 10 to 15. The extended forecast does call for great weather on Friday and perfect boating conditions over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. In health news tonight, a new study finds that mosquitoes might be even more adept at spreading disease than previously thought. Researchers from Colorado State University exposed hundreds of mosquitoes to either chikungunya, Zika, or dengue in different combinations of the three. Of the mosquitoes exposed to all three, 92% tested positive for all of them. If mosquitoes can transmit multiple viruses in the wild, it's possible that patients presenting with infections from more than one of these viruses may only be diagnosed with one disease. More research is needed, but for now, health experts advise you to wear bug repellent with DEET. If you get a cut, you may have heard conflicting advice on whether to cover it with a Band-Aid or let it heal uncovered. Doctors say airing out most wounds isn't beneficial because they need moisture to heal. Leaving a wound uncovered may dry out new surface cells, which can increase pain or slow the healing process. A moist but not overly wet bandage keeps new skin and other cells alive. It also helps protect the area from dirt, germs, and further injury. But there are some exceptions. Small, dry scabs from minor cuts and scrapes can be left uncovered. A spectacular show of strength servicemen and women celebrate an annual event, Fleet Week. And it's not Ratatouille, but it's close. The theater offers patrons the chance, I don't know if I'd call it a chance, but to dine with rodents.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A Texas community is picking up the pieces after a series of severe storms ravaged homes and businesses there. Homeowners in Sealy are dealing with downed trees and power lines. Many schools in the area are also closed. Some are still without power. Officials say there's a possibility that a tornado did touch down there, but so far the National Weather Service has not confirmed that.
Hundreds of servicemen and women in the armed forces are manning the rails of their ships as U.S. Naval and Coast Guard ships line the Hudson River. It's all in celebration of the 29th annual Fleet Week in New York City. Each year, the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum hosts a variety of activities for the public. This year's events include a screening of Top Gun on the flight deck, a battle of the big band's music, and a Memorial Day commemoration ceremony.
A tourist attraction in San Francisco will offer a limited time attraction in July where visitors can dine and live with live rats. Yes, not live, but they'll be there with live rats. For 2 days, the San Francisco Dungeon will host the Rat Cafe. For $50, diners can sip coffee and munch on pastries alongside these critters. Before you get too grossed out, the rodents are domesticated, disease-free, and come courtesy of a local animal rescue.
So that's a story that we tell here at San Francisco Dungeon. We really wanted to think about how we can combine that story of plague and rats with something new and exciting for the dungeon. And we thought, what better way than to have people experience rats in person with some coffee and a Danish before they see the dungeon show in person.
Haley is already ready to sign up for this.
I'm so confused.
If a customer somehow gets attached to one of these rats, well, they are all up for adoption.
Just a very interesting concept combining all those things. Okay. A 230-pound loggerhead sea turtle is back home thanks to the FWC and SeaWorld Orlando's rescue team. The turtle was released yesterday at Sebastian Inlet. In January, the animal was found floating in the Indian River Lagoon near Fort Pierce. It was missing its left front flipper, covered in barnacles, and its shell was damaged. The turtle had also had eaten a lot of sand dollars, which were creating blockages in the intestines. After a clean bill of health from veterinarians, the loggerhead was released back into the ocean.
It looks good, too.
Yeah.
Looks really healthy.
I mean, that's a lot to overcome. So they did a great job rehabbing. And there he goes. Good luck. Well, the hurricane season almost here. Many businesses on the Suncoast are already thinking about what they need to do to get ready.
And Florida Power and Light is no exception. How the company is using new technology to better serve its customers across the state. That story coming up.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Today, the air is perfect. Inside. Expect more from your cooling and heating. Daikin.
Family folks, you're in for a ride. I'm driving, so relax. Unwind, leave your buckets all behind. Get ready to blow your mind. In Beatsville, don't be shy. Come and make the scene. Catch the crazy party inside. The hipsters here are fun and dig, man, they're on to something big. Yeah, they're gonna flip your wig in Beatsville. Catch the gig in Beatsville.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.